Steve Ritter here. Time for another edition of Crockpotting with the Colonel. So kind of like that. It's kind of catchy. So that's kind of what I'm here. I have a little small kitchenette. I haven't really gotten to the point where I'm brave enough to try this newfangled. Well, it's not new. This combination convection microwave oven thing. But I'll get there. But what I'm going to make today, I'm trying to eat a little bit better. So again, for me, this is my Friday, but it's actually Thursday. So the hotel doesn't provide dinner on Thursday and Friday and Saturday night. So I've got to make for myself. And this is going to be lunch for me next week too, hopefully. So what I'm going to make today are I picked up these black-eyed peas. Now I was looking for pintos, but I could not find them in the Carrefour where I shop. A lot of kidney beans and red kidney beans, white kidney beans. I didn't know there was such a thing, but I guess there is. I'm like, well, okay, black-eyed peas. I like black-eyed peas. So I'm going to make those today in the crock pot. While I'm at work today, I've got a late show. So I'm going to put these in, put it on high while I'm taking a shower, get ready for work. And then I'll turn it on low, and hopefully they'll be ready by the time I get back. One thing I'm going to try also, I picked up some rice, and I've got my rice cooker. Must remember to bring it back. So if I don't have rice with this, you'll know I forgot. So help me remember. But this is some basmati rice, Indian rice. So I'm kind of a fan of the jasmine rice, the Thai jasmine rice. That's what I use. My wife is half Thai, the ravishing Mrs. Ritter. She's the one that introduced the jasmine rice to Mom. Mom, before that, I don't know what she made. We hardly had rice when I was a kid. A lot of potatoes. Bucky loved rice, so we started having a lot more rice when she married him. But jasmine rice is what Mom eventually started cooking a lot with, and that was something Arlene had showed her. But this basmati rice, a lot of Indians working here in Abu Dhabi, so they have plenty of that at the grocery store. So I'm going to pick this up. This is a little bit longer grain, a little bit drier, I found. Maybe it's the way I'm making it. Probably not. No, I think it's a little longer rice. What is a single? Because rice is plural. What is a single rice? What is that? A rye? What is that? I don't know. Doesn't matter. So I'm going to make some black-eyed peas. I've got 2 onions, and onion times 2, Bella. I've got I cut up 2 green peppers. So that's the veggies that are going to go in with it. Now normally I would throw in like a pork knuckle or something like that to give it some kind of beefy flavor, savory flavor. I didn't have that. I didn't get that. I'm just trying to eat a little healthier, trying to get to the gym a little bit and lose a little of this COVID weight. So I'm trying to just go with the. Now I do have, again, trying to be a little frugal and use things up, but I do have this chicken stock. So I'm gonna put in fact, I'm gonna go ahead and put this on now. So I've got 2 liters of water, or I'm sorry, 1 liter of water. What is that in English? I don't know. 2 quarts. 4 quarts to a gallon. I think there's 3 liters to a gallon. So what's that? 1 liter. That's a third of a gallon. So a little bit more than a quart. And 2 of these, I'm going to try that. So that thing is I think there's laser beams that go inside that thing to heat it up because it heats up real fast. So makes too much noise. So what I did with these beans, I soaked them. I took them out of the pack and I put them in this bowl and I soaked them. So when I first filled it up, the dry beans filled up to about right here. So I filled it up and I soaked them. I came back about an hour later and it was about up to here in the bowl. I poured the water out. I filled it back up again and it's kind of, so these are pretty much filled out. I mean, they're still hard, but there's still, I think, a little bit of room in there for them to absorb water. So I'm hoping that I don't want to repeat what I had with my chicken. It was supposed to be soup. It turned out to be like stew, where all the noodles soaked all the juice up. Well, with these now, I'm curious and I'm experimenting a little bit. If I pre-soak them a little bit, they kind of absorb water and get mostly rehydrated. And then when I put them in there, they'll soak up a little bit of this chicken stock for the flavor inside the bean, I'm hoping. So that's the experiment. So that's one of the things. So again, I am a pilot scientist. So that's one of the checkpoints we want to check on when I come back. So, but that's the plan. So a liter of water, the chicken stock, vegetables, beans in on high for an hour. And again, as I always do, I forget spices. So I've got some of this leftover paprika that I had from the chicken. I'll probably dust that in there a little bit just to give it some flavor. Ooh, forgot. A little dash of Tabasco because I like it a little spicy. And that's and then what else can I put in there? Maybe a little salt and pepper. So that's what I'm looking for. That's the plan. So let me turn this camera around. And I'll show you putting everything in and filling everything up, and then we'll go from there. So stand by one. All right, we're back. So I got the water heating up. I'm gonna go ahead and put my beans or black-eyed peas in first. Woo, that's a lot. I'm gonna be eating these for quite a while. Go ahead and put my veggies in. Again, some of that water is gonna cook off of that. I got my wooden spoon here, kind of mix this in a little bit, mix this together. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna eat all that water or not. Let's go ahead and put some of the spices. So salt, pepper to taste. I don't know, what'd you call it? Half a teaspoon, maybe half a teaspoon. Now this is a salt and pepper mix. So, you know, maybe half a teaspoon each, maybe a teaspoon. Looks like a lot, but it's pretty fine. So now there's the stock is kind of salty, so I'm gonna kind of take it easy. I got a little bit of thyme left over here. Thyme, I got some thyme. Put a little bit of that in there too, why not? Mixing it all together. I love thyme, cooking with thyme. I hope this doesn't bubble out. Kind of looking at it going, it's crock pots, you know, you can't really pack them because, you know, slow cooking like that, the water cooks out of stuff, and I've had it before where it'll bubble over and bubble out, and it makes a mess. So I'm probably gonna put this underneath a towel or something just in case. So a little bit of paprika in there, give a little bit of kick. And I got these chicken stock. Well, speaking of kick, put a little bit of this and kind of a little bit of that in there to kind of get it a little spicy. Now I'm hoping I'm going to have some nice thicker juice as this cooks. One thing I like about cooking beans long and slow in a crock pot is they'll come apart sometimes, and it kind of makes a kind of a, like, especially pinto beans do that. It's like a thick gravy, which makes it real nice with rice. I like that. So okay, 2 of these cubes with a liter of water. Got my water all heated up. Now somebody asked about the brand here. This is Home Center. It's Home Center. Let me bring this around so you can see. Home Center, and you know it's a British product because it has that RE. So they spell things a little different. Our Brits. And that Brit that I worked with 5 years ago, he used to call us, you know, every 4th of July he would say, you know, Happy Treason Day, Colonials. It used to make us laugh. So I'm just kind of pouring the water over these cubes. I'm trying to bust them up a little bit. I probably should have mixed this up ahead of time. But, you know, they'll come apart during the cooking. Oh, that smells pretty good. I think that's going to be good. I think because the water's going to cook out of the veggies. I think I'm going to be okay with that, I think. Water's just below the surface of these beans. I'm worried if I put any more water in there that that it'll bubble over. Because again, I have 2 onions and 2 green peppers in here. I think it's going to cook the water out of those peppers and the onions, I think, and should be good. So I'm going to put the top on here, plug it in. I'm going to go take a shower, and I'm going to put it on high, and then I'll put it on low when I'm walking out the door for work, and I should be back in about 6 hours, and it'll be time to eat, and we'll take a look, see how it is. So we'll be back in a minute. Stand by one. All right, so we're back from work. So that was about, these cooked for about about 7 hours. I've had this on so the first hour on high, and then the rest of the time on low. So first off, the smell's wonderful. Got the smell-o-meter on. So the little bit of hot sauce in there gives it a little bit of kick, a little bit of the paprika. You can see the juice here. So I was kind of worried that I was a little nervous about putting too much juice in here, that it would, or water, because it would, I was worried about it bubbling over and spilling out. So there's plenty of juice. I like a little bit of juice. You can see it's a little thicker, you know. So it's not like watery, but I mean it's watery, but so it's gonna go good over rice is what I'm trying to get at. You can see the color too. It's got kind of a yellow tinge to it, so it did absorb chicken stock. Of course, the beans are done, and I love the color with the bell peppers and all. So I'm gonna give it a little try here. Blow on it here so I don't burn my mouth. Good. Oh, it's tasty. So I'm probably going to add a little bit of salt. So, but again, you know, it's better to not put enough salt and add it later than to put too much, because you know, I guess you know there's techniques for putting potatoes in and stuff to kind of soak up some of the salt taste. But you know, maybe I would have added a little bit more water. But I mean, I think this is plenty for what I'm going to need it for, you know. So I made myself some rice. I did remember my rice maker. So here's the basmati rice, a little longer rice grains. I remembered it being a little drier, but this turned out, well, it turned out pretty good. So it's not too dry. So I'm going to get some of the beans and put it over top of the rice. And that's my dinner for tonight. So hope you enjoyed it. It's Colonel signing out. Thanks for joining me with the crock pot and with the Colonel. And you take care. We'll see y'all next time.